remember when I used to wake up at like 11:30, tired as fuck after a full night of gaming and eating junk food, feeling terrible. And the first thing I would do, straight on to TikTok, my friend, and mindlessly scrolling for at least another solid hour before I got out of my musty bed. I mean, who needs breakfast when you've got a TikTok feed to conquer, right? I would literally sit on the toilet scrolling through Instagram because I need that dopamine even on the toilet. Like, bro, it was like my morning routine was sponsored by social media. By the time I eventually crawled out of my digital cocoon, it was already afternoon and I'd practically wasted half the day. Thanks to a day filled with degenerate content and half-naked girls on my feed, the only logical conclusion for me was to wrap it up with a session of watching porn and pleasuring myself. What a sad life. It felt like I was stuck in this loop of unproductivity, feeling useless and lazy 24/7. I'm sure that this is the life of many of you. And also, don't go looking through the comments because you need the same dopamine. Boys, it is time that you change for the better. If you stay till the end of the video, I will explain to you how to take back control over your life. Here's the real talk. Watching porn, even a little bit, can mess you up mentally and physically. You might have heard some say, oh, it's harmless in moderation. Shut the fuck up. It messes with your head, distorts your view of the world, and turns you into a shadow of your potential self. Think about it. You start feeling insecure and weak. That instant gratification becomes a crutch, and suddenly your drive and motivation to conquer your goals, like starting that business or YouTube channel, go out the window. You become this pathetic little loser, constantly seeking quick pleasure instead of hustling for your dreams. You're literally wasting that energy that you need to fulfill your purpose. No wonder you always feel so empty and lazy after pleasuring yourself. But let's dive even deeper into what happens when you're watching porn from the perspective of your evolutionary caveman brain. Our brains haven't evolved much. Modern technology has been around for like, what, 10 to 20 years? So what does our brain think is happening when we're watching porn? It thinks it's real. There's a part of our brain, the most advanced part, that understands it's just pixels on the screen. However, there's also the caveman brain, the oldest part of our brain, that literally thinks it's real. It thinks that you're the ultimate legend, that these women have submitted to you, that you have countless options. When you bust a nut, it's like, wow, we achieved the height of male life. We've successfully fulfilled our sexual strategy as men. Now, what comes after that? Rest, recover, get some highly processed foods, go to sleep, feel lethargic. You don't need to work. No, you don't have to hit the gym. You don't need to be productive because, according to this caveman brain, you've just achieved the pinnacle of male life. But let's be real here. You're not the ultimate legend. You're not the winner. You're the one looking into a screen and pleasuring yourself to pixels. This distorted perception strips you of the motivation to do the things that would actually build you up to be the kind of man who can attract these women you truly desire. Don't let some ancient caveman brain dictate your future. It's time to break free and become the true man you're meant to be. Now, you may be wondering, bro, you're telling us how bad it is and all, but what's the solution? These life coaches will come and tell you that you need to find the trigger and get rid of it. But let me drop some truth bombs on you. You don't need that bullshit. What you really need to do is cut out the things that inject dopamine into your overstimulated brain. You need to go straight to the root and cut it out. So here's the deal. When you're walking down the street, don't be checking people out, especially the ladies. Even in Islam, it's obligatory for men to lower their gaze, and there's so much wisdom in that. We're living in this over-sexualized society where degeneracy is being promoted everywhere. On TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, even in the music. Because you have to understand that there is not just a single trigger. The trigger is literally all of these things. It's everywhere. But once you leave these behind, you will realize you do not feel the need to hop onto the hub and pleasure yourself like a little monkey in the corner. There won't be a trigger at all. This is the best advice that I can give to you, because I've tried many times to quit porn, but I just kept relapsing after a few days because I didn't change anything in my life and I was expecting different results. I took a crucial step in my life. I stopped listening to music, I deleted all my social media and went on a full dopamine detox. And let me tell you, my life did a 180. Instead of scrolling through meaningless content, I started an online business that's ranking in a few hundred a month, covering some expenses, you know. I spend more quality time with my friends and family, and I actually go outside to do real life activities. I'm hitting the gym constantly and I still have time to focus on my computer science degree. And guess what? All of this has resulted in me feeling the best I've ever felt. So here's a challenge for you. Lower your gaze, cut out all the things in your life for just 1 week. TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, and even music. See what happens? Then come back to this video and drop a comment about your experience. Let's share our journey. And who knows? Maybe you will inspire someone else to make a positive change. And remember, boys, it is better to be tired from chasing your goals than to be lazy and stuck in this miserable loop. Love for the love, my people.